Today this is our latest video update for Tropical Storm Nock-Ten and also Typhoon Muifa or Kabayan. It is the 30th of July 2011, 09 Zulu, 5 p.m. Philippine time, 6 p.m. Japan time. Let's start first with Tropical Storm Nock-Ten. Actually made landfall now in northeastern Vietnam, approximately around 180 kilometers south of Hanoi, southeast. Actually, it's sustained winds of 75 kph, gusting to 100 kph. Nock-Ten is moving westward at around 15 kph. You can see in this latest visible image now with the most of the cloud cover now moving into Vietnam, and this is the latest infrared image. You can also see still have that good amount of convective activity near the center. Actually, most of it are located south of the center. You can see Hanoi is right over here, around 180 kilometers, as I said, south. Latest META report from Hanoi Airport: northeasterly winds of around 30 kph, gusting to 45 kph. So those winds will getting stronger now around the area. Also pressure around the 996 hectopascals and decreasing. So those that storm center moving now into Vietnam. In terms of winds, those strongest winds around the 45 knots. You can see in this satellite analysis, moving mainly located north of the storm center, and those weaker winds, still tropical storm strength, around 35 knots or around 65 kph, well south, also can be found as far as around 200 kilometers away from the storm center. The strongest winds of around 45 knots or 85 kph stands to around 150 kph away from the storm center, but still Hanoi will continue to experience those winds, strong winds, also tropical storm force as the center moves closer and into to Vietnam. There, in terms of rain, we have the latest radar image from Fulian radar here from the Vietnam Meteorological Administration. Here we have the rain affecting now large parts of northern Vietnam and also Hanoi. The eye seems to be located somewhere around here. You can see making landfall here with the heaviest rain south of the storm center. As I said, remember the winds are in the northern half, while the rain are actually located, most of it are located south. And we have the latest, we have the 24-hour rainfall amount here from NOAA, and you can see the heaviest of rain up to 300 millimeters for 24-hour total will be located south of the center. The centers make landfall around here, and majority of that heavy rain extends to the south and extends as far west as Laos and also into Thailand. We have here we have Vientiane, the capital of Laos, receiving moderate rain amounts of up to 100 millimeters. Hanoi, meanwhile, will receive relatively lighter amounts, just 50 to 100 millimeters for a 24-hour amount. However, again, those areas near the storm center, especially south, going to be receiving heavy rain, huge amounts of rainfall for the next day or so. And as it moves into Laos and Thailand, also as it dissipates, those rain will continue to affect large parts of the countries and also enhancing that southwest monsoon as well. Now going back to Hainan for a bit, as you remember, it made landfall there yesterday. Rainfall amounts there actually relatively light. In Qionghai, just 50 millimeters, in Haikou Airport, northern part, just 65 millimeters. However, Dongfang on the western coast reporting actually 258 millimeters. So that gives you an idea on the range of the rainfall amount that Nock-Ten has. And also it depends if the place gets under a heavy band for a long time, then it's possible it will get it and it will receive those heavy amounts of 200-300 millimeters there. Now, in terms of forecast track, and agencies are pretty in a good agreement here with JMA moving westward across Laos and Thailand, and actually moving it towards northern Myanmar. Myanmar into Monday and Tuesday, and again that will be dissipating soon, weakening as a tropical depression as early as tonight Philippine time, and perhaps dissipating by as early as Monday there. And also we have JTWC showing that scenario here, moving making landfall and also moving into Laos north of Vientiane by Sunday night Philippine time, and then again dissipating as a weak tropical depression either over Laos or Thailand by as early as Monday there. And also we are showing that the general forecast here also expecting that moving into Thailand and perhaps into Myanmar as a remnant weak low pressure there. Moving on to Muifa or Kabayan, very interesting developments here. This typhoon actually now rapidly intensified the past 6 hours, going from a tropical storm to a category 2 typhoon, intensified from 110 kph to around 155, still well away from the Philippines, approximately located 940 kilometers east-northeast of Virac Catanduanes. Maximum sustained winds 155, gusting to 175 kph. Muifa is moving northwestward at 10 kilometers per hour, and it's actually slowed down to 10 now, as it actually wobbles westward and then northwestward. So you have some sort of shifts in movement as it intensifies. And just to give you an idea of Muifa's location in relation to the Philippines, you can see in this visible image Muifa and that large circulation still far away from the Philippines, but again bringing in that southwest flow. Also we still have the southwest monsoon as well affecting western Luzon, bringing in some rains there as well of up to 100 millimeters, especially across Subic, Zambales there. So, and also that extends as far south as Palawan and Visayas. We have those light to moderate rain, scattered rain showers for the next 2 to 3 days, as that monsoon is being enhanced still by these two storms, and also for parts of Visayas and eastern Mindanao. Aside from the monsoon, probably going to be kicking up waves as well along the eastern seaboard, especially in the Bicol region, the Samar Island, and also here across eastern Luzon along Aurora, Isabela, and Cagayan for the next 2 to 3 days as Muifa continues to intensify and move northward. I showed you again the visible image earlier, and you can see that well-defined eye now, a pinhole eye, very small eye compared to other typhoons. Definitely going significant intensification in those eye appearance on the satellite. Just gives you an idea on how strong this storm is now. And also we have the latest infrared image showing that well-developed CDO and that excellent convective activity, very cold cloud tops around negative 80 degrees Celsius all around the storm, and also that good outflow poleward and equatorward, developing those dual outflow channels, which helped it to intensify and rapidly intensify to a category 2 storm right now. Okay, conditions around Muifa remain favorable, around 10 knots of westerly shear, so very weak shear. Also, the sea surface temperatures are very high along this region, along the Philippine Sea, so still helping Muifa to continue to intensify for the next 2 days perhaps as it moves northward. Now showing you the guidance among the computer models, and you can see they're forecasting just a peak intensity of less than 100 knots by 72 or 84 hours, around 3 days from now. But as you can see the latest developments, you've seen Muifa intensify rapidly into an 85 knot storm in just less than 6 hours. So if it continues that trend, I wouldn't be surprised if it reaches a category 3 or major typhoon intensity in less than 24 hours. And it also has a chance, if conditions remain favorable around these parts, to become a super typhoon and category 4 typhoon there in terms of Saffir-Simpson by as early as Tuesday, as it nears the Okinawa and the Ryukyus. In terms of the forecast tracks, computer models are still showing that large disparity with an area as far south as Taiwan and as far north as Kyushu, and you can see the differences here being shown by GFS, UKMet, NOGAPS, and the CMC. Most of them didn't anticipate the rapid intensification, so most models are showing it peaking around 100 knots or so, but probably gonna go beyond that in terms of, if you look at the trends today. We have the Euro model also being shown here, and actually this model is expecting Muifa to continue intensifying and perhaps reach that Cat 3 or Cat 4 status by Friday, and you can see in this forecast by the ECMWF by August 5th, Friday morning Philippine time, it will be moving just south of Okinawa, probably less than 200 kilometers from the island. You can see the typhoon force winds going to be affecting the island beginning, I'd say, Thursday night Philippine time, and that extends as far north as Amami Islands, and also definitely here in the Miyakojima Islands, just east of Taiwan. Those areas will need to watch this storm. And also the Euro model, just want to point out here that the Euro model continues to show Muifa to move west-northwestward, actually into Shanghai, China by Saturday. And that is significant, because if it pans out, if that model comes true, then we could be seeing a major typhoon hitting a major city such as Shanghai late next week. Again, in terms of intensity, ECMWF forecasting it to become a very significant, very formidable typhoon, and extending those winds extending as far south actually as Batanes Islands and as far north as Kyushu. And that, again, as I say, if you watched my video yesterday, it all boils down to the intensity and the placement of the subtropical ridge, also this equatorial ridge here, assuming now the steering northward, but you can still have the ridge, although it is weakening, and will be moving eastward according to the models, and will re-strengthen again, and allowing Muifa to track it westward towards either Okinawa or Ryukyus or even Taiwan. That depends again on the exact timing, which, looking at the models, which the models haven't been able to resolve just yet, so still expect some major shifts in the forecast track. And also here we have the weather agencies, although the weather agencies are actually beginning to settle on an agreement or consensus here with GTWC, forecasting it to hit Okinawa and also Amami by the islands by around Thursday morning Philippine time, and also the latest warning from GTWC now increasing that peak intensity to now 115 knots by again by Thursday, as it moves closer to Kadena there in Okinawa. 115 knots, that's around 215 kph, as it moves westward towards the islands there. We also have here JMA 5-day forecast track, also showing that track towards Okinawa, a little bit south than JTWC here, but still showing that close pass near the islands of Okinawa, Amami, and also Miyakojima by Thursday morning Philippine time. So again, those consensus now remaining, settling on an idea here in the southern islands of Japan. Also, our forecast here still not showing the track for the 5 days away, but you can see the northward movement anticipating also to intensify to a major typhoon, Cat 3 typhoon, as early as tomorrow. We also expect Muifa to exit the Philippine area of responsibility by as early as Tuesday night or around Wednesday morning, if depending on the wobbles and latest tracks that it's showing. But in terms of areas, definitely going to be watching from anyone from Taiwan all the way to the Kyushu Islands, and also including Shanghai. So definitely keep an eye on your latest information from from weather agencies, and also Cadena Weather for the latest